Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. Oh,
So
it's very creative in hot country.
yes. It's worth it.
And in swimsuit, yes?
No. Just usual clothes. All right. So, how are you? And are you ready for New Year party? Oh, Elena
We
Alexandrovna.
are preparing.
I'm not alone here. Great.
Kate, and where is your New Year tree?
Oh, it's in a different room. I cannot show it. Yeah, I have, but it's not big. It's a small one, but it's okay. It's beautiful.
It's not palm, no?
No. It's an artificial Christmas tree. We bought it a couple of years ago, so I decorate it every year. It just looks weird when it's 30 degrees outside and there is a Christmas tree inside. So we don't keep it for a long time. New Year, Christmas, and then I just remove it because it doesn't suit here. All right.
Are there some Russian tourists? No.
Oh, of course, Goa is full of Russian tourists, and there are so many of them that the prices are so high now for hotels and for houses. People cannot find place to stay because of Russian tourists. And houses which cost like 16, 20,000 in the past, now they cost 75,000 per month.
Oh,
that's how crazy it is now.
Is it Goa?
Yeah, Goa.
South or north?
North.
North, yes.
Yeah.
It's more democratic area, yes?
No, it's there are more tourists here. North part of Goa is more popular among European tourists and Indian tourists as well, because South Goa is sometimes too long to reach, and yeah, it's faster to get to North Goa.
But I want to ask you that there were a big problems with electronic visa for our tourists, and some of them had to stay in the airport. It was maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago.
They had a system failure. It's not that India didn't want to issue visas. They just couldn't because their system stopped working.
So it's pity because the people lost some days, some days, and stayed at the airports. Yeah.
My friends came. There are at least 15 people from Russia waiting for me to get well and come out of my house finally. So I hope tomorrow I'll be with them. Everybody is waiting for me, but I haven't met them yet, unfortunately.
And the last question, are there restrictions, coronavirus restriction? No.
Not yet, but I think there will be in January later because yeah, it's the new wave is coming and it's all over the news, but they don't do anything right now. They just started checking tourists coming from Asian countries like Singapore, Thailand, China. This destination is being checked, but not European part.
Again, the new wave of coronavirus. It's very pity.
Let's talk about New Year today, not about coronavirus. It's not a good time to to be depressed. So, is everybody ready? Did you decorate your houses? Did you buy all the food you need for your Christmas feast or New Year feast? And did you buy fireworks? Are you going to fire fireworks?
We are not going to fire because it's restricted this year.
Okay.
Moscow. We have only special areas where we can fire. So we are going to walk.
Walk, okay. Walk is better than work.
We can walk to the areas where we can see fireworks. Yes.
Oh, okay.
We can go to special areas. Yes.
Great. So what about Christmas decorations in your houses? Is it ready?
It's ready 3 days ago. Everything is in light, especially in the night, in the evening. It's beautiful.
Okay. Svetlana Anatolievna, drive safe. Yeah. All right. So what are you going to cook? Any special dishes? In the previous group, we were talking about dalma and how to cook it. So what about you?
Холодец. Of course.
Of course.
Meat, buzhenina, I don't know how to say it. Pastrama, buzhenina.
Pastrami. What pastrami they have, okay. Yes. Buzhenina, let me check. I have never run into this. Buzhenina. Boiled pork.
Boiled pork. Strange.
All right.
Oh, and
I thought it's not boiled. Запеченная.
Yes. But translation boiled.
It can be roast pork as well, but the first option it offered me, it was boiled pork, so I thought it's funny.
It's made in the oven.
Yeah, okay. What about salads? What about caviar, champagne?
Just a bit. We start with champagne and then...
And finish. What is for finish?
All right. So, does your family have any special traditions for New Year?
We don't have special tradition, but as usual, we go to the theater. Tomorrow we go to the satire theater and satire theater. Yes.
All right.
The only tradition together, all our family. So
together our family. Alevtina Viktorovna, long time no see. How are you? Did you pass your exam?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I want to have speech.
Yes, please. Have a word. I want to have a word, for example.
This year we first time celebrated Christmas in Europe. Because we are living in Riga now. We had Christmas holiday and we visited Lithuania.
Lithuania.
Lithuania. Our trip was for 3 days. Since 24 for 26 December.
From 24th to 26th of December. From two.
What about till? Yes, from till, no.
Till is possible, usually from two.
I want to tell about celebration Christmas in Lithuania.
Lithuania.
The evening and night before Christmas called Kuchos. It's сочельник. It is joyful anticipation of the good news. It is the time of son's return, and the mix pagan and Christmas customs. We took part, participate in the holidays table, and all dishes cooked from meatless dishes.
Vegetarian dishes. All the dishes were vegetarian.
Yeah. The Christmas table should be on the should contain from 12 vegetarian dishes. Eat small sweet pieces of dates poppy seeds. Это, то есть это маленькие сухарики с маком. And they are served with poppy seed drink. The several herring dishes. It may be with mushrooms, with sauerkraut, with stewed vegetables. The cold soup, cold almond soup. The hot soup, it is borscht without meat. The beets with beans. Then колдунай. It's small dumplings with potato. And on the Christmas table is always is fried carp, dried fruit compote, and cake with berries and nuts. There is one tradition in Lithuania. It should be one free place for died родственников, не знаю, как сказать.
Отошедших, past relatives.
Yes.
Relatives.
Because
не place может быть и у двери коврика, да, sit.
Sit, да. Место за столом. And because Christmas table как сказать, собирает
gathers together
all family. And there is one interesting tradition. It's with straw is placed under the tablecloth. It's remember us about Иисус, да, напоминает Иисус place.
Jesus. Place of birth. Место рождения, да?
Yes.
Okay. Very interesting. Does anybody have any questions to Aleftina?
Yes. Is it was in restaurant or in the house of your relatives?
Was it in a restaurant? Was it? Зачем
It was hotel, spa residence near Birchtonas. We have this evening the Christmas dinner, the special Christmas dinner.
Okay, so it was kind of event package, как пакет.
Это ресторан при отеле, получается.
Ну, они же на 2 дня ездили, это вы пакетом съездили как бы Рождество отпраздновать.
Yes. The restaurant cooked this evening the Christmas dishes.
Okay, that's interesting. Good experience, I guess. Was it tasty? Вкусно было?
Yes.
Okay.
Are all your friends vegetarians?
Vegetarians.
The vegetarian dishes they eat before first star in сочельник. The Christmas celebrated in 25-26 December.
26, да?
Yeah.
25, порядковые.
Это как пост получается? Пост, да? Просто не знаю,
да.
как.
Рождественский
пост, да.
Сочельник is the post, and after they celebrated with meat.
It's very interesting. I didn't know that there is a post.
Yeah.
Пост не пойдет как слово, как поста будет.
Как будет пост?
Там несколько есть вариантов сказать, как минимум fasting. Да? Fasting.
А meatless можно сказать? Ну, то есть без мяса.
Не стоит, да? Да.
Там же не только паста нельзя.
Fast is better. Christmas fast.
Mhm.
Mean fast, I'm sorry.
Post.
But how long is this fast? Only 2 days or week or?
I think
No.
it's longer. I don't know. Much longer.
Yeah,
The-
for about three weeks, maybe a month.
The fast is before Christmas. Christmas starts 25 December.
Yes.
On
It's
25th. On 25th.
Post
On
25th.
25th, yes,
Mhm.
yes. On
Yes, it's
25th.
clear, but the people follow the fast. Они как бы
They
следуют
have-
посту, да?
I
They
suppose.
have first period before Christmas.
Ах, so I didn't know that in Catholic tradition,
Catholic.
Catholic tradition to follow the fast,
Fast.
the
Mhm.
fast. Mhm.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much for interesting information.
Okay. Any more questions to Alevtina Viktorovna?
I have one question about the exams,
Exams.
and the progress in the language. Is it successful?
I want to say about Latvian language.
Mhm.
We got a good improve in this.
An improvement. We got an improvement, or we improved our language. Mhm.
Improvement, yes. And we was ready
We were ready.
to take exam,
Mhm.
Mhm.
But
but we could not как сказать, записаться.
sign up.
We could not sign up to the exam
Sign
Ah,
up
in
for-
December
for-
because a lot of people want to have this exam.
Mhm.
And now we also want to take the exam, but recently my husband recently my husband got offer for job in Hungary.
Yeah, Hungary. Yeah,
Uh,
we remember you told us.
and you start to learning Hungarian language.
No, I think that Hungarian language is the difficult
The most difficult. Это слишком длинное слово, чтобы к нему суффикс прибавлять. The most difficult. Mhm.
Yes. The Latvian language is simple.
It's simpler.
Simpler, да.
Да, and now I want to if it will be possible, I want to take the exam.
В части if не может появиться will. If it is possible. If it is possible. Это во второй части может will появиться. If it is possible, we will pass the exam.
Yes.
We wish you success in New Year.
if it will be we will pass exam before 12th January.
12th of January.
12th of January, if it will be possible.
If it is possible. If it is possible.
If it is possible.
Just if, да?
Да. Условно.
Да. Thank you so much. So, we had a raised hand. Let me find. Inna Igorevna, you wanted to tell us something. Go ahead. We're all ears.
Hello, everybody. I'm very seldom here in the chat. So I'd like to greet you and to thank you for your work. And my question will, shall I speak about Christmas and the New Year now, or can I speak about something else, what I like?
It's better to stick to Christmas today because this is the topic of our lesson, but I have to tell you that your voice is coming too low. We cannot hear you properly. If it is possible to speak louder, it would be great.
Okay, is it better perfect. Now?
Yes.
Now better, yes?
Yes, that's the one.
Okay.
So
I'd like to tell you about myself something. I am in Moscow now. I live here in Восточное Измайлово, Eastern Измайлово, and I was switched on your chat from this a company Moscow Longevity. Longevity in Восточное Измайлово. And my interest, and I was very interested in the last time of the Chinese culture. And in China, they have the New Year, of course, in February, and they don't have Christmas at all. Only people maybe in the Far East, where the so-called Russians, Chinese live, and they have Christmas also on the 7th of January. But if you don't mind, I would like to tell you to speak now about the tea ceremony in China, because it is a part of their culture, and I am very interested in this culture because it is rather new for me. And I watched something about it, and I read and listened to the professor of the Moscow University who is working at this department for Eastern cultures, and especially for China. It is a very interesting ceremony. It is very different from our understanding of tea.
It differs.
It differs from our understanding of tea and tea drinking.
Having tea or having tea.
Having tea, drinking tea. And it is very interesting, also funny to compare how we drink tea and some of our culture and their cultures. And it is a very unusual ceremony. Firstly, it was created many centuries ago, approximately in the 6th century before Christ. In the 6th century before Christus' birth.
Christ. Christ was born.
Christ was born, before Christ was born. And to prepare a good tea, according tradition, we have to grow up a right sort of tea. And the right sort of tea we can find in special regions, for example, in the mountains or in the valleys. And Chinese people cultivate the different sorts of tea, and it is different because of the regions and the climate and environmental circumstances also plays a role. In different regions of China, and there are a lot of, for example, in central China, North China, and South China, where the mostly tasty tea sorts are grown up.
The tastiest? The
tastiest sorts of tea are grown up. We can find, for example, different tea sorts, and we can understand them because of the colors. For example, they have green, yellow, red, even black tea, and we as European, as Russians, know oolong tea. For example, here in Moscow we can find a lot of shops, and there are a lot of oolong teas. But another topic is that it is not right sort of oolong, but is another topic. We know also pu'er tea, or black tea, or earth tea.
Okay, Inna Igorevna.
Yes.
Today is the New Year.
New Year celebration.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We can continue talking about tea ceremony after our holidays. Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you. So my task was to prepare a talk about your Christmas or New Year traditions in your family. So whoever has prepared this for us, go ahead. You can join us now.
Can I continue? I can speak some small things about my preparing to the New Year ceremony.
Yes. And tea ceremony, we remember about it. Next year I'll ask you what about tea ceremony.
Because we are going to drink tea also at night.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and about
that's your tradition. Yeah.
Yes. About preparing to the Christmas and to the New Year's Eve. About Christmas, it is firstly a European tradition to celebrate Christmas, and here in Russia we get it from our Tsar Peter the First. Peter the First, and earlier we didn't. Russians did not celebrate New Year and Christmas as we do it now. And but this tradition came from, for example, the tradition of the Father Frost came from the Turkey, because his protagonist or main main hero was born in Turkey, and it was the Saint Nicholas. And then he became Santa Claus, and something like that. And in Russia, we have our Father Frost.
Yeah.
Okay. But it is also a New Year tradition, I think. And in our family, we have also Father Frost toy and his granddaughter toy. It is traditionally also under Christmas tree. They are standing and preparing gifts for children and for adults in our family. And about eating, yes, we start to prepare our dishes even yesterday. For example, may I tell you about our traditional dish for Christmas and for these days? Mostly after New Year's Eve, we prepare meat in jelly. Maybe you know what is it. It takes a long time. I think the whole day. For example, I start at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it lasts practically all day. And you know, maybe this is recipe you should buy firstly beef, pork, maybe something chicken, no, everything.
Any type of
whatever.
meat.
Yes, it
Whatever
depends on your own tradition. Yes, and you have to cook it approximately 5-6 hours. 5-6 hours you have to cook.
4-5-6 hours.
4-5-6 hours on the very small fire, or very small low fire, and put, of course, the vegetables in this in the water. Put onion, carrot, and I don't know, leaves. I don't know how.
Bay leaf.
Some leaves and bay leaves. Лавровый лист, да?
Да,
and pepper, of course, and salt. And cook.
А то бумага получилась только что, да? Paper, бумага.
Pepper, salt, and what you want. Whatever you want. Yeah. Whatever you want. And you have to cook it and have patience.
But maybe somebody cooks something unusual and special. It's very interesting.
And may I say a totally different opinion of the celebration of the New Year?
Yeah, please.
You see, well, usually people do gather together in families and celebrate it, sitting at the table, preparing meals all day, spending their time in the kitchen the last day of the New Year. But about 20 or 30 years ago, we decided to stop doing it and to do something unusual, to do something, well, to my opinion, much more interesting, much more, I don't know, something which we would remember
memorable
in our life. Not just sitting at the table, eating, drinking, again, drinking, eating, all the same until you can't pronounce this word.
We are guests. What do you do?
And we decided to travel. And since that time, we spent all New Year holidays abroad. and we did it in many countries, and that is really fascinating. Well, the best New Year I remember in spending in Italy, for example, in Rome, where the majority from our group went to a restaurant, but 4, 5, or 6 of us went to walk around the town. And that was something, because on one of the main places in the center of town, there was a concert in open air, the concert of the best singers of Italy. We then were very much surprised why the best singers of Italy spend the New Year night somewhere not at home. And they explained to us that some of the very high official was presented at this concert, and that's why it was so wonderful. And when we went to this place, we didn't have even champagne. No, we couldn't buy it. We didn't have time. I don't remember why. And the Italians shared with us champagne. That was wonderful. Yes, they saw that because well, it struck 12, and they saw that we didn't have anything in our hands. We didn't drink, and they all turned around to us and gave us some cups, gave us champagne. That was, and those who went to a restaurant, again, eating, drinking, eating, they said it was boring to death, that restaurant, and they would never do it again. And they envied to us that we just went walking around town. That was
but Europeans don't celebrate New Year.
Excuse me?
The Europeans, the Italians don't celebrate the New Year.
They do celebrate it. In every country, they do celebrate it. The only difference with our country is that it doesn't matter for them that much how it matters to Russian people. Yes, because this is, for us, is one of the best, or maybe the best holiday during the year. And for them, it's not. For them, Christmas is the best, but they do celebrate it. And they, except for this concert, there was also there was a place where young people gathered. And we didn't see how they celebrated, I suppose. Very gaily, I should say, because there was the place where they did it was all full of broken bottles of champagne and other things. Was quite dirty. So, but they were all merry. They liked what they were doing. They do celebrate it. It's and even in other countries where they do not know even what New Year is, for example, in Thailand, the local people got used to the fact that foreign tourists come for the New Year and they want a New Year tree decorated. They want all those lights, and all that is usual in European countries and in other countries. And they did everything for us to enjoy what they prepared for us, even their songs, their dancing, their decorations, etc. That was wonderful. So since that time, well, unfortunately, these 3 years we couldn't.
We were. А то у вас везде where звучит. Where?
We couldn't travel these 3 years because Well, you know, because why? Because
We know. We know.
the borders were closed. The borders were closed. We couldn't travel, and then we decided to celebrate this the New Year in
the Red Square.
In the country. In the country, because we have a country house, and there are a lot of trees around, and we decorate them and spend the time there. It's also wonderful.
I think it will be wonderful in the country house with all this beautiful snow around and the forest. I think it should be magical.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
May I ask you, or may I add something to your speech? My question is it usually for us people who has retired to travel this time every year and to have visa for different countries, and especially nowadays? How much does it cost, and how much do we get from our government?
Well, if you use money which you get from your government, from our government, then it's not much. But
yes, but I'd like to know, maybe I will also do it.
Well, if you continue working and you have a good profession, which is popular, which is thanks to which you can.
No, I have retired. I live only with my pension.
Then it's your business. You live with your pension. I live with my pension. I'm retired, but I continue working to be able to do something more than just live on my pension. You understand me?
Yes, and then you can manage to go every Christmas or every New Year to other countries.
Yes.
To celebrate. And do you have a chance now?
Not now. Well, the last 3 years, as I've already told, I couldn't travel as anybody else. Well, first of all, the borders were closed. Second, now everything is very, very expensive now for us abroad. Well, yes. Now, yes, because the prices at least doubled. I don't know how to say.
Yes. Yeah, doubled.
Yeah, they doubled. That's why the flight is very expensive. But the last time which I spent abroad, it was right before this pandemic in France. Pandemics in France with my friend who lives there for about 20 years. She's married to a Frenchman. And I spent with her in Nice, I'm not sure the name of the town, Nizza.
Interesting. You have an interesting life.
Oh yes, but we are the creators of our life. Don't you agree? What we do in our life will always bring an effect.
It depends.
A positive or a negative, it depends on what you are doing in your life.
But then again, you have said
on the circumstances.
You have good English, and I just don't understand one moment. Why cannot you pronounce "ver"? And
I don't know, because I have spoken English. I tell you, for about 20 years.
Yeah,
that's why I forgot many words
instead of "ver." Otherwise, I have no problems with your speech.
It's so much time passed since I've been speaking English, and
no, it's all right.
I forgot many things. With a simple language like this, which I speak now, then it's okay. But if we go to some different difficult areas of the language, then they're all forgotten.
It's all right. It's if you knew it, you can remember it really quickly.
Yes, sure. I know.
Yeah, it's somewhere there at the backup of your mind.
Somewhere there, for sure. He's somewhere there. Well, I have only to remember all this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Who wants to be
you.
the next?
Excuse me?
Christmas.
Maybe I'll try.
Yes, please.
To tell you about. Yes, I'm quite right. I think about one tradition, and I hope it will be the tradition for more people. All of us, or most of us, gather at the table, drink and eat. But the tradition is that when we have the bells which ring 12 times,
when the clock strikes 12,
when the clock strikes 12, you must run around your house for 7 times.
No, please no.
And I imagine the situation. I'm lucky that in Moscow I have one entrance house. So it's possible for me to make such an experience. But if somebody has a house with 4 or even 8 or even more entrances, after the leaving old year, but usually we begin to celebrate it at 10 o'clock, then at 12 o'clock, I think it will be difficult to run around big house for one time.
Or funny.
Yes, it would be very funny. But
it's difficult to stand up.
Yes, it will be difficult, but if you manage to do it even once, yes, then you'll return home and be ready to go on with
if you don't break your leg on the way.
But yes, all of us knows about the traditions of 12 grapes. All of us knows the tradition of burning your wishes.
Yeah, we know.
But nobody knew that this tradition will make you health, and it gives you a lot of lucky and happiness in future year.
Luck, not luck.
Luck. And will bring luck to you in future year.
If you don't break your leg on the way.
Yeah, if you don't break your legs, yes.
And also it depends on how big is your house.
Yes, I began with it.
You began with a big house because, well, if you have a small house in the country, then it's one thing. And if you run around a big, huge house.
Then I continue that if the house has 4 or even 8 or more entrances, it will be different to run around it once. Yes, I've told about it, yes.
You should run at least 1 round around the house.
And it will be good, yes.
I'm not sure.
Then you may find, when you are running, you might find the place with fireworks, and then we will see somebody with a bottle of champagne. and that doesn't allow you to continue, yes.
And while you are running, there is also a possibility that you may fall down and break your leg.
Your legs.
And then get to the hospital. And so the new year will be finished for you.
Yes. But I have good shoes. Yes. And
Vale.
so I wish to everybody.
Thank you so much for that wonderful wish. Maybe somebody is interested in this idea. Thank you. Anybody else? Minas has joined us. Minas, hello. And no, your mic is off. Maybe he's busy. All right, who wants to be the next?
I have one question for the first student in Riga. Are there some Christmas markets in Riga?
Of course.
Of course.
Of course. They started work since beginning December.
Okay.
And Riga is well decorated, and the moon of people is wonderful. And yesterday I was Riga market, and they buy expensive groceries, and they preparing to celebrate the new year now.
Is it possible to drink Glintwein there? Glintwein there?
Of course. Yes, in markets, markets sell a lot of Glintwein, Deutsch Glintwein, and local Glintwein.
German.
German, yes. It's very tasty. We tasted local Glintwein.
Okay.
In hotel. We как сказать, подогревали его.
We warmed it up. Warm up.
Or too hot, да?
Warm up. We warmed it.
We warm up it in teapot.
Teapot.
We made hot water in teapot and warm up the Glintwein. Yes.
Russian people abroad can solve any problem.
Yesterday at market, at Riga market, I saw a lot of live fish. Живая рыба.
Live fish.
Live fish. It was осетры, живые осетры, живая минога, a lot of корюшка, a lot of салака. It's always fresh, very fresh.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we hear you.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I had
Sound
some.
again here.
Yeah, again. But you are more lucky than the previous group. There, the first part of the lesson was a little bit uneasy for us. Sturgeon is осетр, Okay, and I've got a link. Yeah, 1 second. From our participant with funny jokes in English.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's see what is there. I haven't opened it. I didn't have time. A New Year's Eve. Who wants to read it?
Давайте я начну. Can I start?
Okay.
A New Year wish. On New Year Eve, Marilyn stood up in the local pub and said that it was time to get ready. At the smoke of midnight, she wanted every husband to be standing next to the one person who made his life worth living. Well, it was kind of embarrassing. As the clock struck, the bartender was almost crushed to death.
All right. Yeah. Елена Alexandrovna, have you read all of them? They're normal jokes.
Yes, I've read.
Okay. So, who wants to read the next?
Leftina.
Okay.
Lecture tower with a difference. On
Lecture tour with a difference.
On New Year's Eve, Daniel was in on share to drive.
No shape to drive. Не в форме, чтобы вести машину.
No shape to drive. So he sensibly left his van in the car park and walked home. As he was wobbling along, he was stopped by a policeman. What are you doing out here for 4 o'clock in the morning? Asked the police officer. I'm on my way to a lecture, answered Roger.
And who?
And who on earth in their right mind is going to leave a lecture at this?
Give a lecture. Давать лекцию. Да? Lecture.
At this time on New Year's Eve, inquired the constable sarcastically. Constable
sarcastically.
My wife swallowed Daniel grimly.
Okay. Great. Who wants the next?
Let me do it.
Yeah. You sent it. You read.
New Year's Eve party, phantom guests. Trevor's New Year's Eve party was an annual occurrence with numerous guests arriving. During the evening, a man knocked on the door, was greeted heartily, although no one knew who he was, and was led to where the drinks were in the kitchen. He sat there happily chatting away for a couple of hours before a strange light dawned on his face. He confided to Trevor, I wasn't even invited to this party. I just came over to tell you that some of your guests' cars are blocking my drive. He continued, my wife's been sitting out in the car waiting for me to get them moved so that we can go out.
All right. The next. Who wants to be the next?
Я попробую.
Yes, please.
New Year's Day party that never was. As is many homes on New Year's Day, Janet and Nigel, a happily married couple, faced the annual conflict of which was more important, the football match on television or the lunch itself. Hoping to keep the peace, Nigel ate lunch with the rest of the family and even lingered for some pleasant after lunch chat before retiring to the lawn to turn on the television. Lounge. Yeah. Some minutes later, Janet looked in to see how he was and graciously,
Janet looked in, пауза здесь, заглянула, to see how he was.
Yes, how he was.
And
graciously even bought a cold beer for Nigel. She smiled, kissed him on the cheek and asked then the score was.
What the score was.
What the score was. Nigel told her it was halftime and that the score was still 0-0. See? Janet said happily, you didn't miss a thing.
All right. Who takes a bad dream? Elena Alexandrovna, you like it? You read it then.
A bad dream?
Yeah.
Jemima was taking an afternoon nap on New Year Eve before the festivities. After she woke up, she confided to Max, her husband, I just dreamed that you gave me a diamond ring for a New Year's present. What did you think it all means? You'll know tonight, answered Max, smiling broadly. At midnight, as the new year was chiming, Max approached Jemima and handed her a small package. Delighted and excited, she opened it quickly. There in her hand rested a book entitled The Meaning of Dreams.
Okay. Did everybody get it?
Может, переводить?
Хотите их переводить?
The meaning of dreams. Это что, значение?
Сонник. Это сонник. Мне приснилось, что ты мне подаришь бриллиантовое кольцо на Новый год. К чему бы это? Да. Да, к чему бы это? Он говорит, сегодня вечером узнаешь. Вот. А вечером получила сонник. Well, right. That's it, I guess. Right?
Yeah, that's it.
Окей. Все шутки поняли?
Sure.
Great. Vladimir, you joined us.
Yes. Yeah.
Are you ready for New Year?
Of course.
How did you prepare? What did you do?
Decorated the Christmas tree and the granddaughter's room. And I was fishing last week, and it was just adventure. Because
Just an adventure, okay.
An adventure, because it was an accident somewhere near Chekhov, and electric trains didn't go for 5 hours. So we waited on a platform more than 2 hours, and it was cold enough.
Was cold enough?
Yes. But it was finished successfully.
Okay. Did you catch anything?
Yes, I catch 5 perch.
I caught.
Perches. Caught.
Caught.
I caught 5 perches Окунь.
Okay. Sturges.
Sturges, yes.
Sturges. Are you going to cook them for your New Year night?
I never cook.
Okay,
You
is
give it
your
to your
wife
cat?
going to cook them?
Yes.
But are
Great.
you going to eat it?
Yes, of course.
All right.
Or your cat is going to eat it.
Only dog, a little dog.
Kate, your dog is very shy.
Yes.
He's ready for New Year too.
Yes, of course.
I just had to show it to you because it's not possible to keep it to myself.
She has got a huge bone and she ate it a long time.
Okay. She was chewing.
Yes.
Chewing. Жевала.
Грызла.
All right. Thank you. Oh, Marina Yurievna is sitting with her cat. So, we have a pet.
He came to me and asked me to take it. Yes. Came to me and asked to take it. Yes. He is very beautiful, I think. And it's very nice. Ласковый, I forgot the word.
Tender.
Tender, yes, of course, tenderness. Yes. And he wanted me to take it. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, who else wants to tell us about their New Year and Christmas? Why nobody is talking about Christmas?
I have short story, very short.
Yeah.
Yes. We are very tricky. We didn't celebrate the New Year at home. We go to our friends' home.
We don't celebrate.
We don't celebrate. We don't celebrate because I don't want to celebrate anything. But my daughter is 13 years old. She needs everything. So
she needs childhood.
Yes. What I can do, I do nothing. So we bought some food, celebrate food, some tasty food. And tomorrow we go to our friend's home and we got the big house and many guests, will be many guests. So, and after we will back home, I don't know, maybe go to skate rink или what's на каток.
Skate rink is fine, yeah.
Yes.
Skating, ice skating rink.
Yes, in VDNH. Many people said it's very nice and very beautiful place. Very good каток, skate rink, very good. Quality, very good quality.
Okay.
So, if anybody knows that it's possible to go to the skating rink in Moscow free?
Yes,
it's nice and very good quality because we have in Korolev.
There is site in internet, Moscow Seasons, and you can choose the time and check in on this time. It's free.
Great.
In the morning hours.
Not only in the morning hours, but of course, it's impossible to check in for the skating on Revolution Square. All time is busy. But in the other parts of Moscow, there are a lot of skating rinks, and it's possible to find the time not only in the morning, afternoon, it's possible. But the skating rinks are very small, to my opinion, of course.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
And that's a great plan for New Year celebration. Ice skating and the house full of friends. That's great.
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
And nothing to do at home.
Okay. I am going to celebrate New Year at the beach as usual here. So we don't have any Kremlin clock available on TV. So usually we stand in front of the sea with our phones like this and waiting for 12 o'clock. And somehow my husband manages to light fireworks just on time. So when it's 12, it starts firing. That's a miracle for me because I don't know how he does it. And he manages to light it exactly just before 12 o'clock. So when my phone is showing 12 o'clock, it starts shooting in the air. It's wonderful. But otherwise, I cannot have champagne this year because I'm on antibiotics, as you all know, and I started my second course. And a lot of my friends are coming, but I hope everybody will be healthy to do it. And we will be just sitting at a bonfire, in front of a bonfire at the beach and talking, it looks like. And of course, usually, yeah, when New Year comes to Vladivostok, it is possible to find the speech of our president online on YouTube. So usually I download this video during the day, so I wouldn't have any problems watching it later when everybody will start calling and the network will be down. So I have this video usually saved with me. We watch his speech, and my husband doesn't understand Russian, so he keeps tapping me on my shoulder, asking, "What is he saying? What is he saying?" So that's it for my New Year. But we've decorated our Christmas tree today, and I brought some gifts for my husband from Russia, and they were already wrapped. So we have Christmas tree and gifts under that. Everything is ready. Just we are not ready. So, but
okay, I am sorry, your husband are not Russian?
No, he is not Russian. He is Nepalese.
Ah, from Nepal. Nepal?
Yeah, from Nepal. He's Nepalese.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's why you speak English very good.
No, I speak English very good, very well, because I've graduated from our Moscow State Linguistic.
Yes, I'm joking. But you have practice every day, all day.
Of course. Yeah, we speak English
yes,
at
I
home.
understand. Mm-hmm. Yes, I have some friends, they live in Goa and they all family speak English fluently.
Yeah, because you don't have any choice here. And,
yes.
Yeah.
Does Buddha celebrate New Year Eve?
But Buddha can celebrate anything. Buddhism is not a religion, it's a philosophy. So I actually like Buddhist monks. They're very interesting people, and they have good phones, they have good trainers on their feet, and they are very intelligent people. So for them, it doesn't matter. Like Hindu, they are vegetarians, most of them. According to their religion, they should be vegetarians. Buddhists shouldn't be vegetarian. They eat everything, whatever they like. So, yeah. So I think...
Don't you try to swim in the New Year?
It's dangerous.
Dangerous?
To swim at night, yeah. Electric cats can come, yeah, close to the beach, and many other animals can come closer to the beach during the night. So it is advised not to swim after the sunset. The moment it gets dark, it's better not to go inside of the sea.
Only in the pool.
Yeah, maybe, but we don't have swimming pool here around where we could go on New Year. There is one, but we wouldn't go there. It's in the jungles. So.
And may I ask you, how did you find it? Did you find it difficult or not to get used to their traditions, customs, to their life in general?
My husband's family is dead, so he doesn't have any relatives. His parents died when he was a teenager. So we don't have any particular customs in our family because my husband is not very religious. He goes to the temple only if his business is not going really well. So then he goes. So
But
yeah.
Where do you live? Here in Moscow or there?
Actually, we live in Goa. Yes.
Goa all the time.
Yeah.
You don't come to Moscow, no?
I come to see my
You
family.
come to
Yes, I come.
Moscow.
Well, I come. Yeah.
But most of the time you live there, yes?
Yeah. Most
Are
of the
there
time.
Russian people as well there?
Of course, the villages we live in are called Russian villages. Most of the people are Russians here around.
That's interesting. That's nice because you can have friends. You can have Russian friends as well as local ones. No,
it's difficult to find Russian friends here because people are mostly attracted to Goa with its drugs and alcohol. So there are a lot of drug addicts around, and I had some friends and some points of time, but many of them started using drugs, and I just stopped being in touch with them because I am strictly against using any drugs. Like, I don't believe people who say that marijuana is safe. It is not safe because when I give my lessons offline, for example, I can see that a person smoked marijuana because their brain doesn't work at all. They're slow. And I'm like a parrot. I keep continuing the same things over and over again. So usually I tell these kind of students not to come anymore till the time they give up smoking marijuana. And for God's sake, if there are other drugs involved, I can see that immediately by the way student behaves.
Yeah.
May I ask you a question, Ekaterina? And you told us there are a lot of Russian people there.
Yeah.
But what do they do? From which finances do they live?
They give
What
them apartments for rent.
Yet it is funny, but seriously.
They give their Moscow apartments for rent. They give their apartments for rent.
And this is enough?
Yes, and that's enough to live in India. Not this season, maybe, because it's too expensive this year. A lot of people ran away from our political situation to Goa, and the prices just hiked. But before that, it was possible. It was possible to give your rent, give your apartment for rent, come here, take a house for rent, and you would have money to eat good food at cafes. You don't even have to cook at home because it's cheap here to eat in the cafes, in local cafes, for example. If you want, you can cook. And that's how they used to do. They would give their apartments for rent and come here for 6 months.
And another question, very small. Which reasons do they have to give their apartments here in Russia for rent and move to Goa to live? Which reasons do they have?
To have an access to drugs.
The weather.
Yes, warm weather, ocean, and kind of freedom. I told you it's everything is possible here. Yes.
Do everybody have residence?
No, they don't have residence. They come for 6 months usually. Then they have to come back or they have to go to a different country. Normal paper visa, not electronic visa, paper visa is for 6 months. So they could be here for 6 months continuously, but then they have to leave. And then they have to reapply for a new visa. Or if it's electronic visa, you can make visa runs. You can buy a visa for 1 year or for 5 years. I think even 10 years is possible. I'm not sure now. And then you can stay in the country for 3 months, and then you have to leave, and then you can come back, but not more than 3 months in one time. So they do so-called visa runs. They go to any country. The cheapest flight ticket they can get, is it Nepal, is it Maldives, Thailand, Cambodia, doesn't matter. Whatever was cheaper, they fly there, and then they re-enter the country, and their 3 months start over again.
Life. Adventures.
Yes. That's not my life. I'm not doing it. I have different type of visa. I don't need it. But sometimes I'm surprised how much people want to live here, that they're ready to do all this. Okay.
Kate, and medical insurance, what about it?
I don't think that like, if you're a tourist and if you're coming here and you're planning to drink and drive, for example, a scooter, then you need insurance, that's for sure, because surgeries may be a little bit more expensive, but I don't have it because we usually go to our family doctor, and what we usually need from the hospital, it's not that expensive, it's really cheap. So we just go to private hospital, and in case something more serious happens, we can go to a government hospital, which is completely free. They don't take money from anybody. It doesn't matter you're a foreigner or you're Indian. They don't check your documents, actually.
Interesting, yes.
Yes, but if there is a risk for you to get into a car accident, for example, on the road, then you need an insurance, that's for sure. Okay.
Yes.
But we were talking about New Year.
Yes.
All around New Year.
All around New Year. Yes, so I told you about my plans. I hope I'll be feeling all right on the 31st, tomorrow. Yeah. Anybody else?
Ekaterina, I have a question. What are you managed with hot weather?
How I manage in hot weather? How I manage?
Yeah.
We have air conditioning in our house. I don't go outside in the middle of the day when it's too hot. In the morning, it's fine. It's completely fine. It's like it can be 28, 29 degrees. It's not hot for the beach, for example. And at the sunset time, it's also pretty cool. The air can be cool, especially now, because it's a peak season, because after the sunset, it's getting cooler outside, so you can enjoy hot weather in the daytime, and you can cool down after the hot day in the evening. So if I go out after our lesson now, it's getting dark outside, now I'll wear a coat and I'll wear a hat to drive a scooter, because when you're driving a scooter, it's even colder, it feels colder. So I'm all right, and we have aces.
Are there some mosquitoes?
There are mosquitoes. There are normal mosquitoes. There are dengue mosquitoes.
Many kinds of mosquitoes.
Yeah, many kinds of mosquitoes. But so luckily, I was not bitten by a dangerous mosquito by now, after so many years. And we usually burn special insect sticks around the house, at the entrance of the house. The mosquitoes don't like them, so they don't come close this time. And plus we have this kind of mosquito machines in every room. So, and we have nets on our windows.
May I come back to the New Year's tradition?
Yes, please.
Some small words.
Yes.
I would like to come back to my tradition for cooking about yes, it must be it could be funny, but it is I would like to emphasize it is not my main goal to eat and drink at night or in the eve. We are preparing food and go to visit our relatives and friends, maybe also with food. For example, when I've prepared this холодец or meat and jelly, I make a package and I go visit my friends. And main goal is to visit and see friends and relatives which I don't see during the year. And it is not my goal to drink and eat all the time. It is not this.
It just happens.
Yes, it is something. It could be as a background, the food and drink, but not main goal. And something else about this time, New Year's time and Christmas time. In Russia, in the ancient Russia, and in Europe, there are 12 holy nights. 12 holy nights, and they are magic nights because you can think about your life. Every day is about one saint person when we go to the religion, and you can think and read from the Bible about these people and their life. But you have to know, you have to have calendar, or how does it call? You have to have a calendar, and in this calendar they describe which person is for which day. This time lasts from 24th December until the 7th January. And it is very interesting tradition for me, for example. For example, tonight I go to a group of my friends, and we will also discuss the story about the 30th December, for example, and which person was born or was a famous person from the Bible is for this day. I don't know if somebody knew about this time, this holy night, but I think also in the Orthodox Church and in the Catholic Church or in Protestant Church, they knew about this time. And in the ancient Russia, there were also some Sviatki, or I don't know how can I translate it, but it is this magical time. Thank you very much for your attention. Maybe it was not everything clear, but I tried to express what I wanted.
Okay. Sviatki is like Christmas time. We don't
yes,
have
Christmas time, and it's also unusual time.
Okay, so now the next point of our talk today is New Year resolutions. I guess all of you at some point of your life, you're sitting at your desk and making some promises to yourself before New Year, what you're going to do next year, what goals you want to achieve, and what are your wishes to yourself. So one by one, what are your New Year resolutions 2023?
Solutions and resolutions. What
resolutions? Обещания, да, решения. People write a list of resolutions in the end of the year with goals, цели, promises, and wishes.
And resolution are promises, yes?
Решения скорее.
Решения, decisions.
So what will be your New Year resolutions? The ones you can share with us, of course.
I suppose the main resolution to stop this situation in Russia now.
No, you cannot. This is something that you are going to do next year. You cannot stop the situation. Что-то, что вы будете делать, обещание себе, цели для себя, да, на следующий год. Что вы собираетесь, чего вы собираетесь достигнуть, что вы хотите сделать в новом году?
Can we say we want to be happier?
Keep fit, for example.
I promise myself and to all my relatives to say goodbye to 2023 and to meet 2024.
Wow, okay. To survive one more year.
Yes, yes.
Marina Yurievna,
I think nowadays it's very hard to make some plans. So let's simply live and stay alive. I think so.
Let's survive.
Yes, let's survive. Yes.
And I'm going to cultivate the strength of mind and willpower.
Okay, great. More.
I would like to renovate my flat, to change doors in my room and in the other rooms. And I'm going to visit Kislovodsk.
Great.
And to start learning Chinese language.
Oh, Chinese. That's difficult.
Yes, difficult, but
interesting. Okay,
I would try.
Good for you.
Thank you.
It's not depend on me, but
it doesn't depend on me. It doesn't
depend on me, but I hope I will visit my sister next year in Finland. According to the law, brother and sister are not close relatives, so I can't get a visa. Maybe it will change something. Will be changed something.
Maybe you can meet somewhere in the middle between Finland and St. Petersburg.
I want to fishing there.
To go fishing.
Go fishing there as well.
I want to promise myself not to worry in vain.
Okay.
I would like to wish myself and my family and our friends to have changed only to better. And good health.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to wish myself to be more tolerant with my friends and my relatives, members of my family, and gathered more with them, with friends and with my family members.
Or to meet them more often.
More often, yes. To meet them more often.
Yeah. Thank you.
My dream is like you, Ekaterina, to meet New Year in front of sea or ocean one day. I hope it's happened with me.
Okay. I wish you to make it come true. Not this year, but maybe next year, on 31st of December, you will be sitting in front of the sea.
Yes, thank you. I hope we move to the warm country, for example, Georgia, one day.
Okay.
And you see, for me, for example, on my part, I would like to add something. Today I heard on TV, they were saying how to be happy in life. Well, first of all, to throw away all your negative thoughts and aspirations should be positive. And you will always be happy if you have, and will live much longer, they said, if you have an occupation in life which you enjoy. So to all of us, I wish to have an occupation, such an occupation. And when you do something, for example, as for me, I began drawing last year and I enjoyed greatly. And when something happens and when something comes which I don't like and I'm upset, I just sit down and choose some nice picture and begin to draw. And all negative thoughts go away.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Is it possible to start drawing for everybody? For anybody?
Well, there is such a program on same as you study English, it's free. Yeah, there are lessons of drawing as well, many of them.
Great. Any other resolutions?
I'd like to, I'd like to see all of them next year and more years.
Okay.
with our lovely kid. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm not going anywhere. Elena Alexandrovna, you wanted to say?
I wish to go to the mountain, especially in Italy, to ski. I'd like to do it, but I haven't possibility now, but I
haven't got a possibility, haven't got
a possibility, but I wish I do next year.
Okay, great. We wish you to make your wish to come true. Okay.
And if we speak about wishes, not resolutions, one of my wish is to see all of you alive. There was such plans.
In Goa.
No. It's a dream. It's not a plan. It's a dream. But Ekaterina promised us, I think, a month or two ago, to come to Moscow and to go and together all of us. I'm waiting for it. And like it to become true.
This time I was in Moscow for 10 days and I was defending my diploma, as you all know, and then I was preparing my docs documents. So I unfortunately we couldn't get a proper room to gather all of you together for a meeting or something like that. So I was told to do it by my own, but I didn't have time and actually power to do it. It was too much for me with defense. So of course, I think summer is the better time to meet. So if I come this summer, I think we should really choose some cafe or a park and meet there. Only this way, not within our lesson. Unfortunately, it turned out it's not possible to make a lesson offline, the one which is supposed to be online.
Okay,
it's a good idea.
It's a very good idea.
You have no.
I will wait.
I think the Red Square is big enough.
Or some park, Gorky Park or
Gorky Park or Sokolniki.
Yeah.
It could be anywhere.
VDNH also. Yeah. Everything is possible.
You see, Katerina, for example, I study French and our group is not big. We have only 12 people. And we very often, at least once a month, we have a lesson in a cafe. And we enjoy it.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
But take a cup of coffee or something else, and not much, and just have lesson, talk to each other on things which happen to us in life, about ordinary things, not something complicated as we do study during the lesson. Just talk to each other.
That's pretty much the same what we are doing here online. So,
but we see each other. We can communicate. We can find out something which we maybe would be shy to ask during the lesson online.
Okay. So yeah, but unfortunately, the I don't know, the speed of my life is crazy sometimes. And I really wanted to meet you in summer when I was in Moscow. But again, I was taken away by my family really quickly. And I haven't even met any of my Moscow friends from the university, only one, and that is only because we studied at the same university. So I saw my group mate at the defense. We were both together, my group mate from the previous university. So I am disappointed with the way it went this time when I was visiting Russia, and I hope next time will be different.
Okay.
Please remember, we are waiting.
I'm waiting for it too.
And how many students in our group?
It depends on the day. Sometimes there are 30, sometimes there are 60 of you. And I have 4 groups. So it's a little bit
and your group on Friday, that before our group, is it separately group or it's the group from Tuesday?
No, it's a separate group. It's beginners, total beginners. They started from the alphabet. Yeah, it's not your level.
I thought to join, but it's very simple. Yes.
It's too simple.
Katerina, may I ask you one question? Which of your groups is more advanced, if I may ask it?
This one.
This one. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Is no more another? Yes.
On Tuesday there is one, but I wouldn't say they're as good as this group. There are some people from this group who is attending on Tuesday, but most of the people who were there initially, they are on an intermediate level, I would say. I know them for a long time, and it's intermediate. Okay.
Okay, so, thank you very much.
Yes, we have 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes to wish each other something for New Year. Before that, you were wishing to yourself. Now you can address to the whole audience and say a couple of words.
I would like to add about conversation clubs. There is a conversation club in our district, and we meet live, and it is possible to speak to each other. Also, the level is different. The level of the group is different. Many people of different level came together, and it is a small problem. But we can meet alive. We see each other in face to face.
And what's your district?
It's Eastern Ismailova.
Oh, I see. But it's too far for me. Yes.
Yes, but no, just to know that there are some life clubs.
Yes, there are some life club, and we have, I think, Scotland club in Sokolniki, for example, but it's too early for me. They meet at 10 in the morning, but I am growing up at 10 o'clock usually.
Okay, to all I wish fulfill their dreams in the new year. Thank you.
I would like to wish to all of you a strong, strong health. This is the main thing to have. All other things are not that important. For those who want to travel, I wish you to find the ways to travel and to have some adventures, maybe around our country. But I want to wish you to be active, as you are, most of you. What I hear from your stories, you're very active, and I always wonder, where do you take all this energy to do all the things you do during the week and telling me about? So I wish you to stay active, or to be active if you think you have lack of that. And I wish you to have a good mood, not to stress yourself out because small things which are not important in the end of the day. And I'll see you all in new 2023 year, and we'll continue our lessons. We'll continue with the revision of our grammar, quick revision. And have a great holidays with your family and close friends. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to all of you, and we'll meet next year. Goodbye.
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 Happy New Year.
Cheers.
See you safe and sound next time. Bye bye. Bye.
Yeah. No
Have Merry New Year and Christmas.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you a lot. Bye.
С наступающим всех.